We don't know what kind of day you're having. Perhaps you're watching this video at 3 a.m., sitting curled up like a pretzel, drinking your 5th cup of coffee with raccoon eyes, having absent-mindedly put your shoe in the microwave a few hours ago. Or perhaps you're watching this video at the airport, brimming with confidence and euphoria after the best presentation of your life, and like a celebrity in your own lunchtime. Either way, we think this video will be useful for you. And that is irrespective of how your personality is. Nervous? Anxious? Angry? Avoidant? Or like Mr. Loopy, you are a cocktail of many of these things. Imagine for a moment that like Mr. Loopy, you are slated to meet someone at 5 in the evening, halfway across the city. You show up 5 minutes early, just in case. Perhaps you are a stickler for time, or perhaps it makes you anxious to be late. You don't want to seem pushy, but after a few minutes you send them a message. Hey, I'm at the table beside the door. Indirectly letting them know you are already waiting and gently nudging them to come in fast. There is no response, strangely. Time begins to tick by, and the waiter impatiently paces beside you, and you eventually place a stopgap order. You drop another message. Hey, it's already 10 minutes late. Are you on the way? What's your ETA? Now you start getting restless. Your messages don't get any response. You leave after half an hour of waiting. This upsets you no end. Depending on your personality type, some of you start feeling low. You wonder if it's something you said. Some of you begin to wonder if everything is okay with the other person. You make a call. And some of you make several. Others among you are furious. Perhaps you even block the person for a few moments before unblocking them. You are enraged and desperately want an apology and an explanation. You almost rehearse how you would pour down on them when they do call. You check your phone every now and then, waiting for an apology message. Of course, much later, a message arrives from the other person. They apologize and explain that they had a blowout with their boss and their phone had run out of charge. Now you begin to doubt the veracity of the explanation, and a roller coaster of emotions continues. Anger, outrage, suspicion, self-doubt. The list goes on endlessly. The incident saps up your emotional energy for several hours. This is because we all have a finite amount of psychological chips, and when we spend too much of it on one incident, especially out of proportion due to past patterns that make it reflexive, we pay the price. How would your life be if you were able to train yourself to respond only as much as the situation required? Economy of behavior is a framework that enables you to achieve exactly this change. Each of us comes into the world with a finite, replenishable, and buildable psychological currency. And depending on how we spend it every moment, we are more or less likely to achieve the 3 fundamental drivers of existence: acquisition of resources, power, and reproductive success. What this means is that if you are highly reactive, you spend more than necessary amounts of your psychological currency each moment and day. This in turn makes it likely that you stay stuck in the lower part of the needs pyramid, in the daily grind of survival, instead of climbing upward towards higher drives like self-actualization. There are 3 key parts to the idea of the economy of behavior that enable this. The first step, D, is to be able to detect the physical, emotional, and behavioral reactions that are coursing through your system in response to a situation or internal or external threat. The second step, N, is to be able to neutralize the negative thoughts that are triggering the suboptimal reactions. After all, consider that people often do have situations which makes it impossible to attend an appointment or to inform the person they were to meet. The maximum likelihood is that the reason is a rather minor but unavoidable one. The third step is A, acting, to be able to make the most appropriate response after having gained control over the surging reflexes that are consuming your mind space, which should ideally be deployed in thinking of the best action to be taken. You would then have been able to free up your mental resources and get on with your day, and acted in an optimal way. Of course, these things are easier said than done, which is why we have curated the best concepts and exercises from psychology, behavioral science, mindfulness, and sports psychology to help you train your system and attain an economy of behavior. We work with CEOs, sportsmen, and other categories of individuals who are constantly faced with extreme situations of choice-making and performance. And we have honed this approach over years of work. Drop us a line if you would like to explore this framework further and take a chance at transforming your life.